we've seen marriages born out of relationships which started in the office. And also, we've seen marriages crumble because of another relationship that started in the office. So we have extremes, you get. So on one side, we have a very positive aspect of it, whereby people have actually fallen in love and it has grown and they transitioned, they got married, and depending on the company policy, because some companies will tell you, we can't have the both of you, so one decides to resign because of love. It can actually be a positive thing, like having dating from the workspace, then transitioning into something good. But on the flip side again, when it doesn't work, it causes a lot of strain.
So probably looking at it, and it's good you talk about the flip side of it. So probably it seems like love or dating or having relationships at the workplace is paradoxical. It on one hand, it can be a thriving thing. On the other hand, it can be the worst thing that ever happened to somebody at the workplace. Greeting good people. I hope muko sambamba. I hope our first episode iliyobamba sana. We are talking here on Relationship Garage. We are talking about matters in relationship because we believe that we can have healthy relationships. There are real issues, man. But tuna believe like you guys can, create amazing relationships that can do it. And today we are tackling one of the most, is it discussed? No, ignored or assumed conversation talking about office dating. By the way, do you believe you can date in the workspace? Andika comment hapo hivyo. Tuambie, what do you think? Is it possible? Can you tuambie hapo hivyo. Kama ushawahi date msawisi na kuliendaje? Andika hapo chini tuambie kulienda. But today we are going to spend time just talking about dating, office dating. Is it healthy? Is it not healthy? Is it possible? But anyway, at the end of this, will be the judge whether it's possible or it's not. But kabla tuingie pale ndani kabisa, niko hapa hivi na one and only. Able to introduce, by the way.
Greetings, God's people. My name is Emmanuel, also known as MC Neb, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Wow, hata sijui nianzie hapi story ya.
Wewe unaitwa wewe acha mchezo.
Siambia sasa jina langu. Watu wa Mungu. Unajua sisi wote ni watu wa Mungu, by the way. But kama wewe uko Muislamu, wewe uko Mkristo, uko nyinyi sote ni watu wa Mungu. Watu wa Mungu, majina yangu kamili naitwa Steve Onguko. Mimi ni baadhi ya wanahosti even Kiswahili. Baadhi ya the host of this amazing podcast, The Relationship Garage. Yeah. So tunaanzia hapi story leo bana. Iba leo tunaanzia hapi.
Dating kwa ofisi.
Dating kwa ofisi. Hebu niambie, is it wait, what is your take? It depends.
I think dating can happen anywhere. Yes. And sometimes we don't choose who we like or who we love.
Okay.
So for me, I'd say
that's it. Tunaongelea kwa office space, office environment.
So in the office environment, so this ideally means dating someone maybe you work together in the same office,
same space.
Same space.
Hey,
so it can be your colleague. It could be also the tea girl. It can also be the gate man. Like dating in the office space.
Umekatu pale hivyo, unasaviwa chai lakini wewe umeshafikiria unaanza kuwa wife. Ama mwana ule jamaa pale hivyo kwa office kwa unaanza kuwa hubby.
So for me, I think it's possible.
It's possible.
But it comes with a lot of challenges.
Mimi acha nikwambie tu kweli. Dating office space is a no. Is a no for me because of the emotions involved in that thing. But anyway, before we get right into it, by the way, let's make it clear. We're not here to say it can't. It can happen. Kupendana ni kierere yako. Kupendana, it's uncontrollable. But I'll say something. Let me just say, dating in the workspace, love is unconditional. Like in the office space, love is conditional.
Why so?
It's conditional because it's structures that brings us together. Like we choose where to work. You don't choose who to love. Okay, you choose.
Yeah.
But
is love a choice or a feeling? Okay, we'll get into that as well. Anyway, continue.
But I feel like in the office space, the structures are there that are meant to relate, that love goes beyond them. So, for example, I'm your boss. You are my tuko pale kwa ofisi.
Yeah.
There are rules of how we are going to relate. Structures, how you're going to communicate. So, love doesn't obey structures. It flows. And so when you try to balance these two things, ginaumana.
So I think maybe from your side, what you're saying is dating can happen, but it will struggle because of the perimeters zenye ziko hapo kwa hiyo ofisi.
Yeah. That's because what I think I will say. It can happen, but it is tricky. Ni kutricky kwa ofisi. But why do people get close to why is it tricky? That's the question actually you asked. Why is it tricky? It's because mazaje nikwambia hakuna venye you are dating this person or both of you are the same level. So imagine na the two them, and then the following day I'm supposed to demand reports from her. I'll say Aniti boss, Steve, I'll just send that report. Why no kwa mbio? Kinaanza kuumana. Why are you putting too much pressure on me? So that's why for me I think it's a no.
Well, I think you can work around that. Yeah. Uliona hii mimi liko ina go online about pastor ameenda ana date congregant chini ya maji. So praise the Lord. Amen baby.
Yeah. Like amen baby.
So anyway, my point is unaweza pia sahau you're in a very serious meeting and mahaba lavidavi stuff sometimes actually can jeopardize everything about your work. It's in true. This sense whereby you actually may be doing a presentation and your
laptop, then your wallpaper.
No, not even just how so you can just turn and someone is looking at you like you're trying to do
the PowerPoint, it's not moving. It's not moving.
Words can't even come up because that lovey-dovey kind of aspect in life. But again, we are not saying it's a bad thing.
It can work, but just in a workspace, for me, it's a dicey one. But before I answer this question, why workplace relationship happen? Why it happened? Because that's what you want to talk about. How it happens? Why it happens so often? Let me ask these guys who are listening to us and watching us. If you have a choice between this, choose one answer over the three questions. Dating at workplace is perfectly fine. Number 2, dating at work depends on the situation. And number 3, dating at work is usually a bad idea. So, kwa comment section hapo hivyo.
Me number 2.
Ujana comment section uko live. Number 2, it depends. Of course, me, I go with the third one. I'm the third one. I say dating in the workplace is usually a bad idea in the workplace. But we want to watch up with you. Please let us know what you think about. So, Name, up with you. Why do workspace relationships happen so often?
Most definitely because of proximity. Then you get fond of this person, and you just come and see them every day. Some things are inevitable, bwana. Sometimes it's not your fault. It's the heart.
Or the heart wants what it wants.
Yes, because now imagine this is my very able secretary. and I'm coming to work. Good morning, Emmanuel. Huko nimetoka stress ya barabara watu pipi watu wanduthi. It's like you look stressed today. Hey, uko like nah, me notice. So
I'm like, hey, and today you look smart.
Yeah, it's like those little things. Then you grow fond of this person, and sometimes even spending time with people. Actually, we get drawn closer to them.
Yeah, I think I'll put it this way. Attraction is born out of familiarity. Chances are very high. If you spend time with this person, chances are very high of you falling in love with them. Because I think it's a workplace, you see the worst of the people, and also you see the good side of them. Hey, I need that email be done. wase wamedeliver. But also at the workspace, somebody comes, hey mazee, my wife, hey mazee, this ABCD happened, and this person anakusikizia, is they are listening to you, and you start feeling, wow, at least I have somebody who break time, menda tea break, mko na yeye. Lunch time, mko na yeye.
Kotu hapo ko like he understands me. Alafu kuna wale pia wanabebeananga snacks. Nakwambia nyinyi watu wenye mko kwa office nyinyi. Nyinyi. Ati na pack nikipack na pack pia ya.
Unapack kwa nyumba.
Ati hadi niko na lunch box yake
na yako. Or napitia pale na tu snacks.
Ati snacks for two.
Snacks for two. My friend, two for who?
Ni picnic.
Picnic office. But let me ask you, why do you think or rather, do you think many a times we confuse proximity to compatibility?
Well, true. I think what happens ideally is it's a concept of classical conditioning, whereby you get to a point where you've conditioned your mind to think this person actually makes sense. And I love Steve Covey. Talks about begin with the end in mind. Most of the times in this akunanga the end in mind. Yeah, it's we start. We actually borrow from one of his 7 habits. Be proactive. So you are very proactive when you're starting the interactions, but you've not thought about the end in mind. So ideally, I think we get it wrong. Because you can spend a lot of time with someone, but ideally you've not seen the other side. Because
you always present the best side of them.
Because at work, you have deliverables. So, and some people are very hardworking. So that's the side you've seen. You've not seen, maybe umse sasa kwa dunia ingine akilala ni generator anawakisha turbo ni Subaru nakwambia, unaona, maybe in another world this person is not even as clean as you thought. Maybe kwa nyumba yake everything is everywhere, but because of this unajua proximity due to job, you think
we think alike.
Yeah. We have a lot in common, but it's the JD.
The JD that brings you guys
yes,
together.
so I think we really get it wrong when it comes to that concept of proximity and compatibility.
I wanted to ask you a question. I'm just thinking maybe you're the wrong part to ask the question. I was going to ask you, do you think that attraction is genuine? Or can it be really genuine?
Why am I the wrong person?
Because already you are decided. You are like, it can happen. I was like, nah.
No. But ideally, I think, what was your question again?
Is it genuine? Can it be really genuine?
We've seen marriages born out of relationships which started in the office. And also, we've seen marriages crumble because of another relationship that started in the office. So we have extremes, you get. So on one side, we have a very positive aspect of it, whereby people have actually fallen in love and it has grown and they transitioned, they got married, and depending on the company policy, because some companies will tell you we can't have the both of you, so one decides to resign because of love. And that's the beauty of love. You can imagine if someone has decided to resign kwa sababu ya mapenzi wewe. Hey, but kwa kina ndoa mambo ni mengi. So I think when we look at it from that angle, we can say it's a good thing. Like it can actually be a positive thing, like having dating from the workspace, then transitioning into something good. But on the flip side again, when it doesn't work, it causes a lot of strain.
So probably looking at it, and it's good you talk about the flip side of it. So probably it seems like love or dating or having relationships by the workplace is paradoxical. It on one hand, it can be a thriving thing. On the other hand, it can be the worst thing that ever happened to somebody at the workplace. So probably what I'm just thinking, the real problems then of dating at the place. Let's look at both sides. Let's try to look at the good side of it. What will be the good side of dating at the workplace? Now that you are proponent of it can work.
I think effective and effective delivery. You see, because if let's say I'm your supervisor and we have a thing, tukienda date na kwambia mimi lakini usiniangushe. So, anyway, I think just having that cordial relationship, not a strained relationship at the workspace, depending also on the roles, So if this is someone who, let's say, is good at what they do, You'll be happy when you have such a person, now beyond work. So obviously, the both of you now will work together better. That's maybe the positive side of it.
Yeah, I have so many negative sides of it.
Yeah, negatives, obviously. Yeah.
I think the biggest problem of dating is the expectations. On ideal dating, we have expectations.
Yeah.
So imagine about now being at the workspace, the kind of expectation. And then you see there's a way just love is love. I mean, there's a way, okay, it depends. There are people who want to show love. And let me tell you, people who love each other, they can't hide it. So think of this scenario. You're already in a marriage setup. You're already married, she's married. Love will just show itself. They'll be like, hey, you guys, the two of you, kuna venye, already creates a whole different narrative. Now, think about these two young people who are not yet married. They're having a thing. Again, it will have another effect at the workplace. And so everyone will be like, ay, maze, this is not affecting how we work, because they'll feel, oh, you're favoring so-and-so because ukona kitu. Because you like this person, and all that.
Yeah.
So I think because of that, it creates a bigger problem at the workspace than if we were not dating.
Well, true. I totally agree with you.
To be honest, I think emotion sometimes overrides professionalism. Like the way you're saying, if we can work, and it can work for us. So imagine if all of you have to attend a function, and because this secretary will be feeling, I don't need to come to work, you'll understand if I come late. On the other hand, you have SOPs, you have things, you have timelines, you have things that are supposed to be the deliverables. It will affect how you work at the place. I mean, it will affect what kind of work that you're doing.
I think you can have that discussion behind the tent with the person you love. But I think
love overrides professionalism. That's it.
And I think also you've talked about expectations, and for a fact, maybe one party might be like, you know what, because there are no boundaries actually. Especially when you're dating, professional boundaries kidogo won't be there.
Yes.
Because now you'll, again, as you just said earlier on, someone will feel like, see, Steve ataelewa.
Yeah, ataelewa.
Ataelewa, and I don't have to.
Have you ever had a scenario where people were actually in a thing, whether it was a situationship or whether it was a real relationship, and then it didn't work?
Inafanya watu wanaacha job. Ama people are fired. Because now you see, now that's the other, on the flip side also, there's the aspect of power imbalance.
Yes.
So when you date in the office setting, you need to remember your position. There are things sometimes you overlook. So when you're dating, and maybe you're dating your superior, you'll feel good because of a few things here and there. You'll feel like, sasa hawa supervisor. Mimi direct, niko na direct access. So it brings a strain whereby if maybe these people break up and this superior feels like, you know what, I can't stand seeing this person. So people will be terminated from work. So again, it comes with a lot. And also talking about, and I know it's not a good thing. You talked about people who maybe are already in marriages, and they tend to find themselves in settings whereby now, because they're fond of these people at work, something grows. And you see, that's a concept of infidelity.
Yes.
That spurs from that, which again is wrong. Yeah. And now it might cause a strain also in this person's family.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, so then how then do we create a healthy relationships with all this? So how then do we create a healthy relationship at the place of work that will make work? Is that right English?
Yeah, makes sense.
How do you create a healthy relationship? Maybe in your opinion, what do you think then will be the right way to create a healthy relationships at the place of work?
I think dating can happen, but there needs to be boundaries. And clear communication. And also avoiding like that aspect of roles overlapping, like baby overlapping with maybe baby overlapping with you are employed to do this and this and this. Like don't let baby overlap JDs and vice versa.
But it's very hard, to be honest. I think it's very hard.
It's very hard.
What I've heard from people, it is very hard to do that. I don't know. I think for me, one, depending the level, then the commitment that you want to go into. Probably sometimes people can change departments. Change department. I know organizations whereby actually, if you're dating this person, they can't directly report to you. They report, or they're taken to a different department or different whatever organization. If it's a big organization, they take it to a different side of it, so that you're not directly in charge, because it affects. Imagine we discuss how you're going to that boardroom meeting in your bedroom, and with your wife, you're discussing it, and imagine discussing with so. Like information, some people will feel underprivileged because they are not. There's no equal balance for everyone. The place of work. So personally, I think there need to be balance. You need to ask yourself the hard questions, because the reality is we never ask ourselves a hard question before it starts. Because love is a nice thing. So we just get ourselves into tajulia mbele, then nakuhituko mbele. Inakuhituko mbele. This is not what actually I thought. It can mess you big time.
Yeah.
I think I was reading of a story of somebody actually who killed himself, and I think he was doing so well as CEO when his secretary got pregnant. The secretary now used that story as akatumia to blackmail this guy. So the guy even paid that girl millions so that the wife will not know. But eventually the wife knew that alipea the secretary ball. What happened? It was so much for this guy to handle. He killed himself.
And that's why we're saying, you see now that's the negative side of such relationships in the workspace, because now a life was lost, there was a lot of blackmail. But if this person was, open to the whole concept of having boundaries and knowing I am a married man and this is my workspace, I won't bring my personal issues maybe to my secretary and all that. So again, there's something you talked about, different companies being able to just have that stipulation of if you guys are dating, but it goes back to the people who are dating. Are you open enough for the company to know maybe you are in a serious relationship or you guys are married? Because also some people, they hide the fact that they, uko tu like tukisema tumewana huko na kuna baadhi ya watu kuna watu mpaka saa zile kitu imefanyikia mtu, mnaenda kuvisit, sijui mtoto amegraduate, haya this is your wife. Yeah, there are people who've actually learned the art of just ensuring they play it cool chini ya maji and all that, but it's important to be open. So if you're working in an organization and maybe something has started off, it's important. Najua saa zingine watu wanasemanga ma-HR si wase wapoa, but siku hizi at least wanafanyiwa ma-training za counseling kidogo na psychology. So talk to your HR, just tell them kuna huyu hapa mtu nimespot and I'd request if maybe mimi nipelekwe department ingine ama I can report to someone else. So it's critical for us to just be open, especially matters communication.
But in conclusion, I'll say it just takes wisdom. Relationships in the workspace are risky. That's how I'll personally put it. They're just risky.
Yeah.
And so it'll take wisdom for you to manage it.
Yeah.
But they are not easier handled. It will need you from wisdom to handle it. But yeah, guys, this was not just about condemning people, about those who are dating, those who are married and all that. If you're married in a workspace, it's a no goes on. If you're dating, ask yourself, what will it mean if it doesn't work? I think it's important we ask with the end in mind, as you said earlier from Steve Covey. You need to ask, what does it mean if it doesn't work? What reputation will it have on me when it doesn't work? Because things can boil down in a bad, you can be exposed in a bad way. I think when you ask yourself those questions, then it becomes important. So guys, again, I asked this question for us to continue having this conversation on our chat, and this is the question: do you still believe dating in the workplace is something that is okay? Is it wise? Is it risky? Or it depends on the situation. Your choice is yours. Your answer is yours. But let's keep this going because I think it's very important. Tunafunga story. What do you have to say?
Story. We have serial daters in the offices. The people who date every new person.
The new person who comes over. And it's both ways. Both my damn and my boys.
It's both ways. So please, serial daters, kindly refrain, abstain from that. Anyway, let's take care of ourselves. I think we can have, as we say it here, thriving relationships even in that workplace.
Amazing.
So if you get someone and you want to date, well and good, go for it. but only if you're not married. If you're single, go for it. If you're married, let it be known.
Na pia ukikataliwa usisumbue watu juu mtu amekataa kwa ofisi. Uanze kufrustrate kila mtu. Ama unaonea mwingine wivu juu anapendwa na mwingine. Hiyo tabia muache.
Yes.
Guys, this was the RG. This is the Relationship Garage. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for listening. Shout outs to CCO, Church Online. Please make sure you follow up CCO and for great and amazing content. This is part of CCO and there's much more when you just log in. God bless you. See you in our next episode.
Watu wa serial daters.